for the school report. Today we welcome Paul Franzwa, the Superintendent of the Independence Public Schools. Brought to you by Poppy Bus Service. The school report starts right now.
That's right, everybody. It is every school kid's favorite day of the week. It is Friday here, and today, just like when I was in elementary school, I'm in the principal's office. We got Paul Franzwa here, and then elementary and middle school principal Rachel Gamroth. Did I say that right?
Sure did.
All right, so we can start with you, Rachel, if you want to introduce yourself to our listeners here at WHTL.
All right. Like you said, Rachel Gamroth, born and raised in Independence, graduated in the year 2000. I was the second class to graduate from the new high school there. Not so new anymore, but walking in, it definitely still has that same feel, same smell in a good way. It's just, it has that same feel, which is fantastic. It's great to be back there.
Oh, that's great. And how's it feel to be walking back in the doors of the school that you attended?
Yeah. So I did teach there too. So coming back as a student and former teacher there, it was fun to see so many familiar faces. It brought back a lot of fond memories, and it really felt like home coming back. So I really appreciated that. Getting to know some new faces, but a lot is the same.
Yeah.
And so it just had a really good homey feel to me.
Oh, very.
She knows all the good hiding spots.
That's what I was thinking.
Right, I can find them anywhere.
Right, yep. Because I would have been one of those students you'd probably be looking for back in the day.
Right.
Not now. I'm clean cut right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is your first year. I'm sure you guys have a lot going on as you got prepared for school. Now through your first week of school, how's things going there?
Excellent. Yeah. I would say, and you can add too here, but probably one of the strongest starts that I've had since we've been in Independence. I would say our staff and our students have just been incredible so far. So it's really exciting, and we are off to a really strong start.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It was a late hire, me moving into this position, and so a few of those days had already started before I got there. And walking in, I could just feel that positive energy from everybody, and it was incredibly welcoming, and everybody was just geared up for the start of the year and ready to welcome kids back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And
we got to find a way to keep that energy.
Yeah.
You talk about that positive energy because it's like the honeymoon phase, and we don't want that to wear off, at least for a while yet.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's good to hear that there's some energy, especially with a bunch of tired kids probably coming back to school. And yeah, it is, it gets to that point in school where, once you get towards the end of the year, that energy kind of runs out for the kids, and they got a different kind of energy of like trying to get set free. So
yeah, yesterday I just got our attendance from our transition days. So we had a transition days like in the end of August, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and our attendance was actually quite well.
Wow.
And so you talk about tired kids, but I think they're still excited and still ready to come back at the end of summer. So our transition days are more for to just get things in place and get things set up and ready. So when this year it was September, 2nd, where we came back, we were on the ground and ready and rolling. So
okay, are there any new tools that you guys are like implementing this year? I know there's a lot with AI and maybe other learning things. Is there any new tools or things you're adding to either place this year?
Yeah, so I would say our focus this year, and I think this is part of the energy, this is part of the good feeling that we have right now. We're hyper-focused on academic and behavioral expectations. The past few years, we've been in a program through our Principals Association. The program was called SAIL. It's a really confusing acronym, so we call it our school improvement work.
Okay.
But we've been focused on academic achievement. And this year we're adding in academic behaviors. And I think just making sure that everything is consistent, everybody's on the same page. Hired some new staff this year, so getting them updated and acclimated with expectations and how we do business. And so I'm really, really happy. I think we got a great plan. We have things in place to help us support this work throughout the year, whether that be we call it Tier 1 and Tier 2 meetings that happen a couple times a month, and some just different resources to support that work.
Yeah. And I would say, when we talk about that academic behavior, it's more than just, can you walk down the hallway quietly? Can you sit at the lunch table appropriately? It's about how are we going to be a really strong learner in the classroom? And what does that look like? Am I engaged in the work that I'm doing? Am I giving my best every day? Can I communicate? Can I critically think? Those are going to be some really big focuses this year.
Okay.
Those are skills that we need students to be able to do to be successful, not only in school, but beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple of really good points there. The critically think, communicate. We also have collaborate and reflect. And those are some outcomes that we're shooting for with this work and the plans we have in place. So again, just thinking about our students as we prepare them for life outside of our building, employers want students that can communicate, or want employees that can communicate and collaborate with other people. They want them to be able to critically think. And I think reflection is always good, to sort of reflect on what went well, what didn't go well. Do I have the strength to deal with times of adversity and to make it through? And so those are some skills that we're really working on. Now, you mentioned AI, and AI is something that we incorporate in our school. It's more of a supplement. We still have teachers delivering core instruction, and then when we look at differentiating, or in today's classroom, there's a variety of abilities. The age ranges can, as far as ability goes, can range anywhere from 7 to 9 different abilities. And so to engage all of those students can be difficult. And so as we work with a variety of needs, we have this resource that we can use to sort of, and we say pitch it where they can hit it, to academically engage them. But yeah, Rachel, you mentioned too, like, it's more than just the expectations that we've always had with our PBIS program of, being respectful, being responsible, and being safe in our school. And what does that look like, sound like, and feel in all these different environments? But beyond that, teaching them those skills, the critically thinking, communicating, collaborating, and reflecting.
Yeah, that's all those skills you need, as you leave high school, go off to college or go off to work. Those are the skills that you're going to take with you in life that really kind of set you up in high school, that kind of sets you up for your next step in life.
It really does. And I had a conversation with somebody on the way into work this morning, and we were talking about that. I mean, that's ultimately our goal, is to prepare students to be able to enter the workforce, and then we also listen to employers. We what are they seeing with people that they're hiring, and what's lacking, and what are the areas that schools are doing well with. So keeping that in mind, and then also all of the standards and the Department of Public Instruction expectations that for all students, it's a complicated thing, but we have so many good, getting back to the original topic that you mentioned with our strong staff and our plans that we have in place, and we do involve our staff in that school improvement work too. That's another piece. We want to hear from the people that are in the trenches, and just get their take on it. And so they're highly involved with the plans that we lay, and so it's working really well.
Yep. And speaking of staff, you guys are fully staffed this year. You said you have some new ones like you. Yeah. And so we got Rachel, who's new, and a few other new people around there.
Yeah, I think, we hired a little over 10 people this year.
Okay.
And, as I sit back and reflect, an administrator a long time ago told me, you want to hire a good person. Now, you can hire a good teacher, but they might not be the best person. Hire the good people and help them be great teachers. Yeah. And I think that's where we're at. And I don't want to underestimate, like, our veteran staff, our returning staff. They have so much knowledge and experience, and that's where that collaboration and support and that mentorship comes into play for those new staff too. So just in relying on our veterans to help us sustain the good work that we've already put into place, and acclimating our new staff, but a lot of really good people. The other piece that I've mentioned many times in conversations about our new staff is many of them have local ties, like Rachel, and so when you hire somebody new, you want to be able to keep them. And so many of our new staff are tied to the community or the area in some way, shape, or form, and I'm excited about that, because the the training that goes into place when you hire somebody new can be very challenging, and getting them the onboarding, getting them up to speed and getting them to understand why we do things the way that we do them. It can be a lot of work. So when we hire somebody, we want to be able to keep them, and I think supporting them is really important in that.
Oh, definitely. And it's so great to hear, a lot of people coming from the surrounding community, because keeping these people local too, it just helps you. You want to see these kids, get through and get into good jobs and things like that. I think better to just say, hey, we're helping the community out as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just add, I've just been really highly impressed with the skill set that they're coming in with.
Okay.
They are eager to learn, ask questions, kind of dig in and do the hard work, which is really exciting to see for those newbies coming in.
Yeah, that's so great. And, we're into September and stuff, and we're talking about football and all the sports that are kicking off, too. And the homecoming's going to be just around the corner at the end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah. So cross country, they had a meet last night in CFC, and I think our volleyball was at the JV that had
JV was in Whitehall for
JV.
triangular last night.
Yep. And our varsity played earlier this week. They beat Boyceville in a match, and that was a lot of momentum, and things are going well there. Football team travels to Elma Pepin tonight, and we're struggling with numbers. We've had some injuries, and just the whole numbers game. But I again, that's adversity. Well, how are you going to respond in the times of adversity? Yeah. Are you going to just throw in the chips and walk away, or are you going to keep fighting? And that's what we learned through high school athletics too. Is just is some of those life skills and how to work together and how to continue to show up every day and get better and work with others, and so that's one of those lifelong skills that we can learn from high school athletics. But yeah, so there's and that brings kids in the doors and gets them excited, and that's part of the energy that we have. So want to capitalize on that and make sure that we keep that going.
Yeah, sports are always great. All the extracurricular things that the kids can do, that's just another way of building momentum for the future.
Yep. And a well-rounded person, I think, too. It stretches some people when they go out and they try something new, and whether it's a person that's never been out for cross country and just what they have to go through to run the full distance that they need to, whether it's the boys or the girls, and I think you learn about your limits through high school sports. So
Good ties in the community too, right? The community gets involved, gets behind those teams is really important too. Middle school, same thing. They're in full swing right now too. They, I know that the middle school football had a scrimmage last night in Blair Taylor against Whitehall and Blair Taylor. Volleyball's underway. Cross country had a few meets already. I know volleyball starts with their competitions next week, so they're in full swing too.
Very cool. Yeah,
lots going on.
Lots going on, and the weather's getting cooler, so those kids are out there braving the cool weather, and but it's good to see it. It makes them tougher,
right? Yeah, no, I think you mentioned homecoming too.
Yeah, so you got your homecoming parade coming up September 26th.
Yeah, so we have our homecoming game against Augusta on Friday, September 26th. The IEA, the Independence Education Association, always does like a little grill out before. The menu is to be determined yet, but I believe that's from 5 to 7. So if you want to stop out before the game and get supper, that's a great opportunity to do that, and also support a good organization within our building. And then there's also a parade, a little parade that the community is invited to, and that's at 3 o'clock on Friday, weather permitting, and but that's at 3 o'clock, and it's in our parking lot. We just sort of make a big loop, which is safe for everyone.
Yeah.
But the football team, the band, the cheerleaders, the volleyball team, other organizations, the homecoming court, so it's just a nice little community event, and if you can make it out, hopefully it's a nice, sunny, beautiful day, and we can enjoy that.
And that'll be Friday, September 26th at 3 p.m. in your parking lot, so they can show up for that. And
the meals from 5 to 7 if you want to stop out for that, and the game will be at 7, and the dance will be the next night. On Saturday night.
Yeah, help them get prepared and all hyped up for that. And one way of showing school spirit is you've got a nice T-shirt on there. We were talking about that before because I'm wearing purple today too.
I hope, like both of you guys got your jackets on. You got to get the flannel and jacket off and revel the purple here. Show the purple pride. Not for the Vikings, but
no, definitely not the Vikings. So, if people want to get their hands on one of those T-shirts, how do they do that?
We actually went with a local vendor.
Okay.
And it is Pronzinski. What's the store? Is it a?
Oh, Tracy Marsalik.
Pronzinski.
Yep.
Yeah.
Former Pronzinski. Yeah.
Former Pronzinski. Tracy Marsalik did
Sure.
our T-shirts this year.
Okay.
And she's selling them at her, and the store's called.
I think it's Triple B Boutique.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right in Independence. So we had them at our open house, and parents could buy them there. All students and staff received one, and I think they're like $15, but they're a great T-shirt.
yeah.
She did a wonderful job with it. Tracy did, and so I'm sure down at her store she'd be willing to sell more if people wanted. I got to bring one for you.
Yeah, you do.
So when we do Indie
Bring me a
Fridays,
large.
right?
Yeah.
Indie Fridays, you can reveal your purple there.
There you go. I'm gonna have to ask for T-shirts from everyone. I love free T-shirts, so free
Yeah.
anything is good for me.
Yeah.
So, well, is there anything else you guys want to cover before we get going? And I know you probably got to get back to school and help some kids do some learning.
I would say just excited for the school year
Yeah.
to start. It's fun to be back in the community. You mentioned homecoming. It's extra special for me this year because I'm coming back to my hometown. But also 25-year class reunion, so we'll be celebrating at homecoming.
Wow.
So that I know, like it's scary to say 25 years.
Yeah.
That's a little terrifying, but also exciting. So being able to see some classmates come back.
Yeah.
But then being in the new role is extra special.
That's so cool. So, well,
Yeah.
what do you got, Paul?
I would just say I would echo that and just say that we're really excited for the year ahead and thankful for all the community support that we do receive, whether it's through our referendums or people coming to concerts or people coming to our athletic events, volunteers that come into our building. The support that we receive at our school is amazing, and we're very, very thankful for that. We couldn't run our school the way we do without the community support. So just want to give a shout out for that.
Yeah, very cool. Well, thank you both for joining me. I'm going to let you get back to those kids, make sure they're not misbehaving, and you can go check all the hidden spots in the school for them.
Yep.
And this first thing we're going to do when we get back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No. Thank you for the time.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to get back into the hits right after this.
When it comes to education, the Trempealeau Valley Cooperative's vision is to develop career-ready and college-ready students by providing high-caliber learning experiences in a wide variety of fields. This is a future-based system that provides a wealth of flexibility to everyone involved, bringing schools together to provide more opportunities to the students in our communities. Arcadia, Blair Taylor, Independence, and Whitehall. Together, they are TVC 2.0.
This weekend, the WHTL Busch Light Summer Celebration Tour makes one more stop at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Join us this afternoon